Welcome everyone. This is Acid Roots and we have Godsmack's second album, which is called Awake. So with this project, it dropped in the fall of 2000, and this kind of solidified them a lot further, and it got them to the point where not only did they avoid the sophomore slump, but now it was to the point where we can expect, three hit songs from the album as the norm. That's kind of what happened. It had one less single than their previous self-titled album, but I still think that this was pretty fair. I think really the thing that they did this with Faceless and the self-titled, was Serenity and Voodoo were not necessarily as heavy, metal-ish type songs, but they didn't really do that. At least I don't think they did. The closest song I would say that did that would probably be the song Going Down, but they just didn't have that, so it almost would seem, some people might think it got tedious, but there's no close scenario to where that happens. That's really like the thing is, all of these, Awake, Greed, the songs that you're going to hear when you hear them, I think they probably could have done this another 6 or 7 times and it wouldn't have gotten stale. Now, obviously, that stands to reason that the only real thing is just if that's all you're listening to. If this is the only CD you have, yeah, it might wear thin quicker, but obviously, in a playlist with, 20 other albums or 5 other albums, it really shouldn't be that much of an issue. So Godsmack wins in that regard, and all three of these albums that I reviewed are what you need to listen to. So the production on this, it nails it pretty much. It doesn't get any too much more raw than this. The singles especially prove that. The whole album, there's cuts on this project that can catch attention as well. So that's something to look forward to. I really like Mistakes. That one is, one of the leaner songs on this project, with just being more energetic. And I think also you'll just wind up liking these. So something, the unheard songs, which are songs you need to take a listen to but you may not have heard. So there's really only 9 songs on this project. The Journey is not a song, and then I think Vampires didn't have any vocals on it. So that leaves you with 9 songs this time, and out of those 9 songs, I like 8. That's extremely well put together. So the only song I didn't like was Going Down. The 3 singles that you're gonna hear are good. I think Sick of Life had some promotion as well, so that's another extra song that you'll probably know. Mistakes, like I said, that was one I'd gone for, and Forgive Me and Spiral also, they fill things out. Now the only thing is if you're only trying to listen to songs that have recognition, that you may have less, it may not be as satisfactory to you, but I do think give it a shot. You shouldn't be able to tell that much of a difference just because they're not on the radio. And, this is playing fun. It's a boost. It's a lot of adrenaline going. This is exciting. The song that I was on the fence about was Trippin', and I'm thinking I might like that down the road. It had a different approach to it. So other than that, I think 8 out of 9. It really doesn't get any better than that. It's just like most of the other albums I reviewed. So I think this may be like the third 10 I've given a Godsmack album. Not specifically sure, but could be something. So, but once again, I want to re-emphasize that, these other songs are just as raw, and they're probably more exciting. I just don't fall into the trap of thinking, well, I like these songs because I've heard them. There's more to offer, and it definitely works that any one of these songs can get the place jumping. So just know that. The score is getting a 10. I recommend this album, of course, and The Future, Godsmack dropped in 2014, and they're kind of at the point where they drop every 3 or 4 years. So expect, maybe 2017 or a year after for them to return. And, this album Social, obviously with 3 singles, that's a lot better than several, most people are doing. Plus, you've got their whole catalog to turn to. So I'd say it's going to get a 10 Social also. 3 songs out of 9 that you've heard, plus a 4th song in Sick of Life. So it really is well put together. Can it be top? No. This is good. So don't think that this is, a shitty album just because it had the thump to it and the presentation. So these are things to look forward to. Alright, subscribe for more fun. I give this album 10s across the board. 10 Social, 10 score.